Hi dabblers, it's Floz. Welcome back to another Flosstube video. Today's video will be my November stitching update. I tend to do these stitching updates on a monthly basis. If you're interested in what I've been up to, in the month of November, then keep watching. Before we get into the video, just a friendly reminder. I'm Floz from Couple of Dabblers. As the name might suggest, this is a channel for two people. So both my husband JP and I own this channel, and we didn't want to just focus on one thing in particular. So we ended up doing things separately and together. So I mainly focus on cross-stitching or stitching related videos. It could be monthly updates or stitch with me's, or sometimes I also call it cross stitch babble. It's videos, it's pretty much videos where I talk about non-physical cross stitch related things. JP does wargaming content mostly. Right now he focuses on Kings of War, which is a wargaming genre. He does battle reports, he explains why he likes certain things, he might do some reviews on certain armies, and together we do like chillax with us, hobby with us, or we might just show our face, talk about some random things in our life. We also have a greyhound, so you might see us feature our dog very often as well. So it's a channel that just has bits and bobs of ourselves, of our lives. If that sounds pretty cool to you, make sure to like the videos and subscribe to our channel. Let's get into the video, I guess. So I wonder how you guys have been doing. I mean, today is 4th of December. I guess I should have done it last week on the weekend, but my mother-in-law was here, so it was a bit inconvenient. And then she came on a Friday and she left on a Sunday, but on Sunday it was already too late and I had other stuff to do, so I didn't get this video out. And I'm doing it now, and I'm at home by myself because JP actually went to do a Kings of War tournament. So this tournament was supposed to be in August, but because of the COVID situation, it got delayed and delayed and delayed, and finally it is happening right now. I think it might be finishing up, and he might be coming back soon. Anyways, so I guess next time when I see you for the monthly update, Christmas would have been gone, so we're not super festive, I guess, so we haven't put up the Christmas tree yet. I've just got a little something there, as you can see. That's like a bothy thread Christmas card that I stitched. When I bought it, I didn't realize it was a card. I envisioned it to be like a little decoration, so I stitched it up and it ended up just very like makeshifty, and framed it myself with the like envelope that came with a kit. And so I put it there with like a little, I think, chocolate calendar there, and that's my little, I guess, festive decoration for now. We might put up the Christmas tree a bit later when we're ready to clear that area and display some gifts. Not yet though, not yet. So I guess normally here, the first thing I would get into would be haul, but if you've watched my previous videos, you would have known that I was in the negatives for my hobby budget. I'm happy to say that as now it's December, I'm back to the positive again. So in December, I will have 50 plus the 95 cents, so $50.95. And obviously, because before I was in the negatives, I couldn't buy anything. So no haul for me. However, if you watched my last monthly update, you would have known that I not attended, but I took part in a Secret Santa for an Aussie / New Zealand cross-stitching group. I sent mine off the start of November, so I think maybe 1st or 2nd, I can't remember. And then on the same day, I actually got my parcel from my Secret Santa. And to be honest, it's a very unusual format. It's a format I'm not familiar with, because normally it's like you have 10 people and whoever you gift will be different from whoever you receive from. But in this case, it's like a closed cycle. So like, I'm this person's Secret Santa and she is also my Secret Santa. So after I saw what she gifted me, it made me feel so embarrassed. And I don't know whether I want to attend the next Secret Santa anymore, because I don't know whether they play by the rules. And you'll see why. So my tier of Secret Santa was $30. And I thought, well, I was being very like cocky, I guess. I thought, okay, $30, I did so well. I just like hit it pretty much by the mark. I spent $29 and something. So I bought a piece of hand-dyed fabric and a little like hand-dyed thread. And then I saw this. Okay, so first of all, there's this hand-stitched card. Like, I will not open it for you because it's got my name and the person's name. But the stitching was beautiful. It's so neat and it's really nice. To be honest, I'm normally not a card person. I guess the worst thing you could gift me would be like a birthday card or a Christmas card, because to me, it's a waste of resources because it uses wood. And also, like, I don't know what to do with it. I can't keep all the cards, so it will end up in the bin. But this one, I think I'll keep because it's so pretty and it's, you know, hand-stitched, so I know how much effort goes into each stitch. So that's the card to kickstart the parcel. And then there's this little cute robot bookmark, and everything's contained, obviously, which will be a little thing that I can do when I'm sick of the medium or large size projects that I've got. It's still going. And then there's a Luca S. So I just received my very first Luca S kit last month. And here is the second one. What's it called? Pentrutine? But it's a man playing the guitar. It's quite cute. It's got the painting style. And the tone's very muted. So it's got a lot of white and, you know, dark grey and stuff. Well, I guess it might be a bit boring to stitch, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it looks like it might have blocks and blocks of colours. And I don't think it's a full coverage, which is good. So this one has 42 colours. It seems like it's only got crosses, so no backstitch or anything too fancy, and it's on 18 count Aida. So the finished project will be 20 by 28.5 centimeters. So that's a decent, simple project. And it's still going. What's this one called? This one's called The Pianist by RTO. I don't have anything from RTO, so this will be my first kit from the company. It's very romantic. And I can play the piano even though I haven't done it for several years now. I've got an electric piano upstairs. I bought it myself many years ago. And I've got an actual piano back in China with my parents. So when JP saw this kit, he thought it was really cute. So this one is on 16 count Ada. And the finished project will be 25 by 25 centimeters. So please tell me, how can these two kits both be $30? Normally one of them might be 30. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the generosity is overwhelming, but I don't want to picture how disappointed she might be when she saw what I gifted her, even though I literally played by the rules. So, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe she bought me something and also she had like extra in her stash. She thought she might not get to. So then she just, I guess, recycled and gifted them to me. But unfortunately I can't do that because I don't have a huge stash. So there's literally like nothing I can spare. See, why I'm not sure whether I want to attend or like be part of the next Secret Santa. I don't know how to compete with that. I know it's not a competition and I know you shouldn't try to like compare. You literally just put your thoughts into your gift and be happy with whatever you receive, but I don't know. Yeah, so I mean I'll treasure the kits that I've received, but yeah, I mean this community is just, it's crazy. Okay, so that's all. There's no haul, and I guess that will be random act of kindness almost, and that's a little bit of fun to start this video. And now we've come to progress. So normally before I show you my progress, I'll give you some fun numbers. So for the month of November, I had one day with no stitching. It was 22nd Monday. That day, what did I do? I think I was busy in the morning, and then after work I ended up staying quite late. Yeah, so November we had people I guess going on annual leave and sick leaves, you know, quarantine and stuff. So workload was as usual, but because we were short of people, so we did a lot of overtime. And 22nd would be one of those days. And when I got home, I was buggered, so I just went straight to bed. Oh, so if you don't know, I work in a pharmaceutical compounding site sort of setting. I'm a pharmacist. Our work time is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So normally I might get a bit of stitching time before I go to work, and the main part of stitching will be after work. So I tend to sleep late. But this month I slept really late, and you'll see, well, so the stitching time would represent or like would show that I slept late. So only one day with no stitching. And the longest stitching day was 27th of November, the Saturday. I stitched 7 hours and 20 minutes. And that day I stitched on Victorian Elegance. And the shortest stitching day was 24th, which was a Wednesday. And I stitched 40 minutes on the neural stem cells. And overall this month I had 3 days of less than 1 hour stitching time, and they were all weekdays, surprise surprise. So the 8th of November, which was a Monday, I stitched for 55 minutes before work. 24th of November, which was a Wednesday, I stitched 40 minutes, and that was before work too. And 25th, getting comfy me? 25th of November, which was a Thursday, I stitched for 55 minutes. So all these 3 days I stitched before work, but I didn't do anything after work because overtime, too tired. And then normally I would only stitch one project on a day. And randomly I would switch it halfway throughout the day, but it's not a very common occurrence. And this month I had 3 days with 2 projects. So it was 14th, 20th and 21st, and all of them were on the weekend. It just seems like only on the weekend I would have enough energy to like switch. Otherwise I just only had the mindset of stitching on one. I can't be bothered switching. What else? So the 14th was stitching Wedding Sampler and Victorian Elegance, and the 20th and 21st was the Countryside, and then switched to Neuro Stem Cells. And overall I stitched 71 hours and 45 minutes this month. Last monthly update I actually said I felt like I was forcing myself to stitch a lot, and I was getting a bit tired. And I think that month, so October, I had 70 or so hours too. This month I actually wasn't forcing myself to stitch. I did get a lot more other things done, like appointments, housework, or sometimes I cooked before I went to work. It was literally because I ended up sleeping late so I could get some stitching time after work, or I ended up getting up earlier than usual. So because I work late, I tend to get up late. Normally I would get up like 10 o'clock, roughly. But quite a few days this month I ended up getting up like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So then that gave me more stitching time before work. And that's why I ended up having 70 or so hours this month. Just so you know. Okay, so that's a bit of fun numbers for you. And now we're getting into progress. So I have 4 whips right now. I've got a Dimensions kit, the Victorian Elegance, the Neuro Stem Cell electron microscope from an Etsy chart, a kit called the Countryside, and that's my biggest whip, and the Wedding Sampler, that's gonna be a gift for my best friend's wedding next year, and she already set the date, which will be in October next year. So I guess you would say I go around them on rotation, because I only have 4, so I can, you know, get to them every month or every week, or I don't know. And last monthly update, I said I would focus on the 2 things I could finish, which was the Victorian Elegance and the Neuro Stem Cell. So this month I did focus on them a lot more. So I stitched the most on Victorian Elegance. Now this is a Dimensions Gold collection kit. I purchased this on Aussie Cross Stitch Stash Unload as a second hand, so I bought it off someone. This one is still available, but as a Chinese made, well, Chinese kit. This one is the US version, so the threads are not sorted, and you have to sort yourself with the description of different colors and how much threads they give you. This one is stitched on 28 count mushroom even weave, and it's got, you know, normal cross stitch with 3 strands, so it's 3/2, and then it's got French knots, beading, backstitch, and the embroidery art. And turns out it's actually got couching as well. I just realized. So last time when you saw this, I finished everything, well, backstitching and normal cross stitch wise, like on the clothes, and I think I finished the face and a bit of hair, and I was getting into the hat. Okay, and are you ready? This is where I'm up to. Sorry, Mimi is cleaning herself, so you might hear some weird wet noise. So this is the lady. Well, when I communicate with JP, sometimes you ask me, oh, which one do you want to stitch tonight? And this one is called the lady. So there you go. As you can see, I've done a lot more on the hat. I haven't finished all the back stitching here, but yeah, it is very pretty. However, because most of the, I guess, tricky stitching is on the hat, now I'm having a love-hate relationship with this project. Let me see. So, can you see the sparkles? I don't know. There's a bit of sparkle. There's a bit of sparkle here. So there is gonna be some couching with the, they call it opal threads, laying around here. I haven't done that yet. So I thought the most difficult part of this project would be the ribbon embroidery, which I haven't got to yet. However, when I was getting to the opal threads, they gave me hell because I have one right here. So this is the opal thread. It is very plasticky feeling and quite wide, to be honest. So threading it was very painful. And this length is after some stitching, so you can see the ends are frayed. So yeah, I thought it was gonna get threaded with the needle that's provided in the kit. So they give you 2 needles, I think. One's much bigger, I think, for the ribbons as well, and the other one's smaller. I thought the opal thread would be okay to go into the bigger needle that's provided in the kit, but I couldn't get it threaded. So I ended up grabbing a bigger needle again. I think it might be like 22. And then it fit in there. But another thing with this project is when I was stitching the bottom part, I don't remember making heaps of mistakes, but maybe because I've been stitching this one for a while now. I think maybe started from March, and I'm maybe getting a bit tired. And also this part was getting tricky, so I made heaps of mistakes. I used like one length of completely different color combinations because there are blends involved in this one, and then I ended up ripping that out completely because that can't go unnoticed. And then I ended up, you know, missing like one little block of color here, one little block of color there, or I accidentally stitched one little thing with the wrong color because it's a bit hard to read the chart. So there are certain bits where I kind of switched different colors just with like one square. And then the opal thread, I didn't realize you only need to do a half stitch with the opal thread, and I started the opal thread here first and I did the full cross, and it was so painful, and I was literally thinking, how could people do this? And because I ended up doing other cross stitches before I did the opal thread, so when I drag the opal thread out, it would like drag the other thread out that's already there already. And to make them look really messy, I don't know how to explain it, but it's so bad to work with that opal thread. So if you are doing this and you haven't got to the sparkly thread yet, my advice to you is to do the opal thread first. Then you do like other colors on top of it, because when you drag that out from a hole that's already got other threads in it, it loosens the other threads and makes the previous stitches look so bad. Now I can't fix it anymore. Yeah. So that's why I said I have a love and hate relationship with this one. I mean, it looks really pretty from afar, but when you go into it, the stitching looks really bad. Anyways, so I was talking about my mistake here, but there is no way of redoing it, because if I do that, the whole fabric of the area will get destroyed, because it expands the hole a lot more with, you know, this huge chunk of plastic thread. So I just ended up, you know, keeping it there. And I think once I lay the cording on top, it wouldn't be as noticeable. So there you go. I'll just show her once more. And maybe put a comparison here so you'll see. Well, there you go. My goal was to finish this before the end of the year, but I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest. It looks like I'm getting there, but there's still a lot more to do. I still haven't done any French knots, beading, and the ribbon embroidery, obviously. And I'm assuming with the ribbon embroidery, because I've never done it before, it's gonna get quite tricky to try to figure it out. So yeah, so with this project, I stitched 14.5 days. So I literally spent, you know, half a month of stitching time on it. And I worked on it for 35 hours and 35 minutes. Yep. So quite a lot. But maybe you don't see as much progress as you'd expected because, you know, of the things I've told you previously, all the problems I've had with this project, all the frogging, all the mistakes and struggles. So that's this one. Oh, I didn't show you. I got to the purple, right? Yeah, the purple color, so pretty. And it contrasts with the green. Anyways, so that's this one. And then your stem cell. So neural stem cell electron microscope is a chart by Penumbra Charts on Etsy. Once it's done, it would be a gift for JP because his research project kind of involves neural cells, like nerve cells. So it's sort of related. And this is what it'll look like. It's not over exciting for a normal person, although JP thinks it's cool. And he's like, oh, see all the cells forming? So this is a restart. I originally did it from March. Yeah, from March. On 18 count black Ada, and I stitched with 2 threads, but I found that really difficult to work on, so I ended up restarting, I think in May or June, I'm not sure. So now I'm stitching it on 25 count even weave easy guide, so the gridded one. So this chart has 50 colors. So all other 49 colors I did a 1/1, but the black on the background I did a 2/1 because you gotta mimic that the background of the like microscope feel. It can't have any white showing through. So this is my project, my progress. And that's my tiny rig. Oh. So last time when you saw it, I think I just finished this page, and this is the end of the chart obviously. So I just finished this page. I was hoping to finish this page when I see you, but it didn't happen because the page I was focusing on had a lot of confetti as well. Now just these few days I've been focusing on this page because there are a lot more like blocky colors. So I was kind of really enjoying it. And I will put a previous progress here so you can see. Yeah, so I'm assuming there's a lot more color expanded here. And yeah, this area is a bit more full. This project, I actually made a lot of mistakes too. But because the colors are so scattered, you can't tell very much. The problem with this is that I don't have pattern keeper or like markup RXP, so I have to like eyeball where each symbol is and try to color complete, and more often than not I will miss one symbol there, and I have to come back and do like one particular stitch with that color and put it back, and that kind of wastes a lot of time. and that also creates like mistakes, but I'm just gonna deal with it until I finish this. So I was really struggling when I was literally focusing on here. I should have also combined it with just stitching the boring black background, but now I'm doing that because I'm doing this page. So I'm just like picking one color on this page, and if there's still a lot of length, I might go down, and then if I'm finishing one color, I'm just, you know, doing some black here, and that's quite relaxing. And my goal with this one was to finish it by Christmas and gift it to JP as a Christmas present, but there is no way it's gonna happen. I still have like probably 2 pages left if you combine all the stitches I've made on the other pages too. And there's no way I can finish it within like 3 weeks. So I told him I'll finish it when I finish it, most likely like in Jan next year. So then I'll give it to him as a very late present, New Year present maybe. So yeah, so this one, with the neural stem cells, I stitched for 9 days and 20 hours and 45 minutes. Yep. I wish I could stitch faster, but it is what it is. So one stitch at a time. Then the next one is Wedding Sampler by Teresa Wensler. So this is the preview, and that's the version I'm stitching of the little cushion. This one I'm stitching on the Cold For fabric, 32 count Belfast, Platinum Belfast linen. So Teresa Wensler is famous for all the blends and specialty stitches. And this is my very first Teresa Wensler as well. And this is my progress. So I need to get it closer to you. I've actually done some satin stitches along the border here and here. Can you see? It's not the best stitching you'll see, and I did struggle with the satin threads. I didn't end up using any beeswax to tame them. But yeah, I think the thing I struggle the most is actually tension, because you want your band to look consistent, but I don't know. But like with linen, because the threads tend to like stretch when you really I guess put a lot of force into like the thread. So if you don't control your strength properly, the band might look kind of crooked. So I was really struggling with that. And also like the start and finishing was tricky. So because with the satin stitches, they the pattern's set to use 2 strands, so I could do loop start, but it's hard to like tame the loop start at the back and make sure it has the same shape as all the other stitching you're about to do. yeah, so if you look at it, the start of this looks very different from the other ones. But there's nothing I couldn't tame it properly. So yeah, this apparently, I think this color is a conversion of the Anchor Marlet, but this one I just used another color because apparently the DMC equivalent doesn't exist anymore. So I can't remember how much I did before. Maybe this month, like, in November I did more of the border, maybe. But mainly I did the satin stitches and filled in more on this part. So with this one, yes, there's the specialty stitches coming up, and also I was struggling with the ninja stitches. So it's like these ones. These ones not connected to anything. So when you start and end them, you need to contain everything within one stitch, because the fabric itself is so sheer. If you have threads going everywhere, it's gonna show. Oh, look at this. It's gonna show. So that wouldn't be very nice. But yeah, overall I'm quite happy with it, considering I didn't stitch that long on this one. Yeah. So with this wedding sampler, I stitched for 4 days. I think they're, yeah, probably like a weekend and 2 weekdays. And I stitched for 10 hours and 15 minutes. And then, last but not least, the countryside. So this is a kit I bought from Amazon. It is by Stitch DMC or Max Stitch, I don't know. It's made by a Chinese company. For now, I haven't found any evidence that this was a copy of any other designs. So I'm gonna show it until I guess the evidence proves otherwise. So this one stitched 2/1 on 14 count Aida, and let me grab it. This month I didn't feel like stitching this one much. Ooh, ooh. So I literally just stitched, ooh, almost dropped it. Stitched a bit there, like this way, just there. Oh, here. And that's where I'm up to. And I also stitched this in the stitching with me talking about my health issues. I stitched for an hour and a little bit. Yeah, so I only worked on it for a few times, so I didn't make that much progress. And how do I do a comparison? Maybe like this. And I'll put one up there, maybe. So yeah, there's really not much difference. So I'm on page 4 right now. And altogether this one has 18 pages. So it's gonna be a long while. And because I have my focus pieces, so this one didn't get as much love. I worked on the countryside for 1 day plus 2 half days, so I guess 2 days in that case, 2 days in general. And altogether 5 hours and 10 minutes. The countryside, whenever I get it done, it will be a gift for my parents back in China. And to be honest, if I were to buy a kit now, I wouldn't have chosen this one because there's a lot of background. Also, considering the size, it's also got backstitch. And the backstitch instruction on the paper is not the best. So I haven't decided whether I want to do the backstitch yet. I'll finish all the cross stitches whenever that's gonna be first and decide whether I want to do the backstitch, I guess depending on how good the overall picture looks, and see whether it needs that extra definition with the backstitch. So that's my progress. I don't know. Have you expected that with 71 hours I might make more progress? I don't know. Now overall, I don't know whether it's that I'm losing my stitching bug, but I don't enjoy stitching as much as before. So I don't feel as passionate as before. I'm thinking it's partially because of I've got the health stuff going on and that kind of affects my mood. And also, I think I've just been craving a finish because the last time when I finished something, it was in March. So it's been like more than 6 months. And I still haven't finished anything. So I just feel like I've been working on things, but I'm not seeing enough progress, I guess. So much progress to give me a finish. That's why I was hoping maybe I could finish 2 by the end of the year. But judging by how much I still have left, I don't think that's going to happen. Originally, I was hoping to finish something so that I can start something else, but I don't know. Maybe to keep me motivated still, I might still start a something, and I forgot to bring it. Let me grab those things I want to start. Okay, I'm back. So, I don't actually plan a lot, as some people might. They might plan out, oh, the whole year of 2022, I'm gonna be doing this, and I will stitch, I don't know, rotate these projects or whatever. The way I plan is I finish something and then I can start something else. So I want to start this one after I finish something. So this one is a Dimensions Gold Petite called Napping Kitten. I'm actually not a huge fan of kittens. So this one's a gift. It will be for my sister-in-law who loves kittens. It's gonna be on 18 count Ada, and I think it's a full coverage. Yeah, so that's gonna be a bit of a struggle because I heard it's not the easiest to stitch. And then the next thing I want to start when I finish something is this one by Design Works. What is it called? Does it have a name? Coffee Break. It's called Coffee Break. So it's got different kinds of coffees here. JP is a coffee lover. I enjoy the taste of coffee, but because of my health issues, I'm trying to, I guess, ingest less caffeine because my mum told me caffeine might make cysts grow faster. I don't know. So I'm not sure how true that is, but apparently there are some studies done on mice, and it has proven on mice that caffeine makes cysts grow faster. So just because of that, I will cut down, well, I have been cutting down my caffeine intake. I used to have like 1 coffee at least every day, and now it's 1 caffeinated drink every 2-3 days. And when I do go out with JP and he will order, I don't know, a large latte, and I'll do like a decaf latte or something. So yeah, I will stitch this one and maybe display in the kitchen, like outside the kitchen cabinet. That'd be cool. Like, oh, that's outside the pantry. That's what I was getting at. And this is my first Design Works kit as well. And I think it's gonna be interesting because I get to finish like one little something like very, very quickly. I don't know how quickly that's gonna be, but it's like progress. Like visually you can see I'm making progress because I finished one motif, one motif, one motif. So that's gonna be very interesting. And then I also want to start at some point the Spring Will Come by Artsy. I'll put a picture here. And I've talked about that start in my last Stitch With Me video. So that's pretty much the plan for now. If I finish more, I can start more. But I'm not sure whether I can wait until I finish, you know, 2 projects before I start something, because I feel kind of down. So maybe I need to do something fun to make me happier. If that means I need to start a little something something, I'll start something. And well, if you want to know more about what's going on with me, like health-wise, go listen to me babble on the Stitch With Me video that I did a few weeks ago. But I mentioned in that video I was gonna do a CT scan after I visited the urologist. Maybe? No. Did I? I can't remember. So I went to the urologist. The urologist said you need to do a CT scan and an X-ray just to make sure of certain things. So I did that, and I've made another appointment as well to see the urologist and discuss about the results, but because he's fully booked out before Christmas, and my situation is not as urgent as some of the other people, my appointment is in Jan, so after my surgery. And I also booked a phone appointment with my GP in a few weeks' time. And I've also got the 3rd booster due in a few weeks, so I need to get that scheduled at some point. I think it will be a good idea to get a booster done before my surgery in Jan. And I guess towards the end of December, I'll have to call the hospital to see whether I need to prepare something, just to make sure that I guess I get the COVID test done like in the time frame that's required by their hospital. And then I've just got surgery. And obviously in between there's Christmas meal. So JP's family comes over for Christmas, and we've been preparing for Christmas for probably 5-6 years now. Because we're sort of in the middle, and all the other people are kind of scattered, so it's easier to just come to us. And also we're much better at cooking than them. We can spend a lot more money to buy food because they're not in the best financial position. So yeah, we just ended up taking over the Christmas preparation since quite a while ago. So we have kind of decided on what to cook. We just gotta buy things here and there. Well, I have been thinking for like JP's family's gifts for the last 8-9 years, and I'm sick of it, to be honest. So this year I told him, you deal with it yourself. You come up with gifts. So he hasn't bought anything yet, and I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens. He says he wants to make sure everything's like chill, so he doesn't want to put in too much effort thinking about gifts. So we'll see. And for like our gifts, we don't normally gift each other things, but if there's something that the other person really wants, then we'll do it. So I ended up buying him the like fancy bougie painting, like the brushes to paint models with. So I bought him like 2 sets, and it cost a lot. And I ordered it like end of October. It still hasn't arrived yet, and I'm hoping this stuff will come before Christmas, because otherwise I'm gonna be really upset. And I might receive a pair of like the bone conduction headphones as my Christmas gift. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure when I'll do my next update. Maybe end of December, because I don't think it's too busy then. And I have my surgery on 7th of Jan. It's a Friday, and apparently they only need like 1 week recovery time. So depending on how I feel, I might do a lot more stitching or no stitching at all, because I'll be sleeping all day or feeling miserable. And you might see me more, I don't know. And I have got other like special videos planned, not because it's Christmas, but because we started our channel, we made our channel public around Christmas time. So I do want to do some kind of celebrations for like 1 year on YouTube, and I have some thoughts on some video ideas. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I might check in again around Christmas. I might not. You might see me. I don't know. Life is weird and it's busy. So if I don't see you before Christmas, make sure you have a fantastic Christmas despite what's happening. Have lots of good food. Make sure you stay healthy, stay happy, treasure the time you can have with the family, because Christmas is all about family reunion. And make sure you do also what you love despite being busy. And I'll see you when I see you.